and power, peace, power, and prosperity to the family. Peace and love to you. I see you in the building. Peace and love to New Black World Order. I see you, King. I see Brother Steve from out St. Louis. I see the Queen Mother Virgo Venom is in the building. Mezaraki, I always butcher your name. Forgive me, family, but peace and love to you. I see Sister Tiffany's in the building. I see Virgo Venom. She said, I love this song. It do. I like the song. It pops. It pops. The beat, the lyrics, it pops. I see my E5 twins in the building. Peace and love to you. They said the BB Fahodier race first African family. Family, family, family. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, do I have a treat in store for you tonight. Notice the title. I said, this is the level, family. Oh, man, look at Danielle Scott is in the building. I see you, Danielle. I see CJ Young in the building. Peace and love to you, CJ. And I know more of you be coming out. Matter of fact, before I even get into what we're talking about tonight, family, take a moment out to thumb up this video. Also, share this video. Sharing is caring. And you know how the YouTube algorithm works. The more you engage it, right? So the more you post comments, the more you thumb it up, the more you share it, the more it circulates on social media. And tonight, you want to circulate this on social media, all right? Because I'm bringing on the youth. It was funny, Brother Ankh and I, Bobby West, Bobby Banger. We were talking backstage about the squad, and I said, Brother Ankh, this is my squad. My squad is the young people. That's where all of my energy is going into, training up the next generation in the field, in the area of STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and I always say it's a double A, art and agriculture, and mathematics. Okay, that's my squad. And so tonight, I titled this show, this discussion, this is the level. This is the level. This is what we should be producing in our community. So without further ado, I'm bringing on Bobby West, Mr. Bobby West, Mr. Ankh. Some of y'all say Ankh. Some of you call him Bobby Banger. Some of you call him Bobby West. But that's my brother. I'm bringing on my brother. Peace and love to you, Brother Ankh. What's going on? What it do, Brother Ankh?
What it do? Can you hear me? How we sounding? We sounding fresh over here? What? We good?
We sound good. You sound real good. I need to get your mic.
Yeah, you need to get my mic.
You
know
what
I'm saying? We are, a couple donations here and there. The people show some love, appreciating everybody, man. And you know what I know. You understand that it's about operating at the highest levels and building foundation to be prepared for the highest levels.
That's right.
So you bringing on some phenoms, and we understand what a phenom is. Not somebody that's stuck at memorizing things, but somebody that can actually put together equations, somebody that can actually explain what they're talking about things they can actually incorporate into the real world and make a difference. That's what we're talking about. So you got the real phenoms coming on, and appreciating that. And it shows that we won. And I say it all the time, that we won, right? I remember they wasn't there, right? I remember jailing this big.
Yes.
I remember all that, okay? Now, imagine if I was a pseudo. Doc.
That's
think
real.
About that.
That's real. That's real.
We're very impressionable to young brothers. I'm talking about male to male right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if right? No matter what you could have said to him, I'm gonna be real impressionable to him.
Absolutely.
Young boys look up to men.
That's right.
Right? Because men raise boys.
That's right.
It's we got something different going on with each other. There's a different, I can say something, the mother be thinking I done said something. Wow. Nah, this is what we doing. This is what it is.
Right.
Can't explain that.
Right.
So we're impressionable. So imagine if I was a pseudo talking crazy about the car, he wouldn't have respected that, because now he understands the level. He'd have looked back at me saying, oh, he was a pseudo. Right? So it's about, fighting for the level. And I think that's what we do. We fight for the level no matter how much they laugh and throw tomatoes and onions at us. It's clear that at the end of the day, okay, you sit at the highest level, and the highest level is teaching at a university, no matter what you want to say, and raising babies up to be men and women, right? To flourish at the highest level. That's the level. The level is the foundation of planet Earth. Understanding planet Earth, understanding the mechanisms, the natural mechanisms, the forces in nature, we're charged to understand this. Now you can believe what you want to believe, but
Right.
those who progress and are progressive, okay, they understand the natural phenomenon.
That's right.
Simple as that. So yeah, we right here. I'm smiling. You know, I'm smiling.
Absolutely. But because you always have talked about the level,
Mhm.
the level. I think that today it seems like a lot of people on social media are confused. That's why I'm glad that you broke down what the level is, because they think like these people who have social media fame, they think that's the level, right?
Mhm.
And so I'm glad that you broke down what the level is. People who understand the forces, the world around them, can explain complex ideas and can implement the ideas or make the ideas useful, for our survival and advancement, right? And so that's what it's really about, right? Our survival and advancement as human beings in this environment. And so I'm just glad that you explain what the level is, because I think that a lot of people think that because you have a million people following you on social media, that that must be the level. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying, brother Ankh? And they're sadly
Yeah.
mistaken. What you about to say, brother?
Well, there's a rule though. How can you tell what the level is? So the level is not brother Unc sounding deep and sounding crispy and good.
Right.
And all you can do is do this. Like, yeah, you get real emotional. You be like, yeah. No, that only benefits me. If what I'm saying out my mouth can only get you emotional and get you hyped up, and you can't actually take it and use it in your life to better your life first, then be an example for other people to better their lives, then that's not the level. That's called a cult.
Come
That's
on.
called foolery. That's called I'm the only one that can benefit off of this. That's not what it is. So our conversations actually help brothers and sisters' lives better, so they can help brothers and sisters and make their lives better. That's the level. The
That's right.
code is you got one leader, everybody like what he say, very popular, all that. But you look at the pseudos, nothing that they say can you actually do in your own life.
Nothing.
You can't
Nothing.
stir down and get a degree.
No.
You can't stir down and start a functioning, serious top 10 business. You can't just stir at it, light a candle, talk to a crystal, put it in your pocket. None of these things will help you against the level. And we get smashed out by the level. And not to mention, since 350,000 years, African people have been the level.
Come on. Come
So
on.
I don't understand how we get away from our roots. Because ain't that what it's about? It's about sticking strong to your roots, understanding as the roots traverse around planet Earth and how we sitting here right now. I feel like the Black Americans are some of the greatest people on planet Earth.
Ashe.
I say this all the time. So when people deny their African Americanness, you deny the very fabric of what it means to be human. Like I said it earlier. If you change any piece
Mm-hmm.
of you being an African American, then you're not an African American.
Mm.
You got to take the enslavement. You
That's
got to
right.
take the wins. You got to take the failures. You
That's
got to
right.
take all that, because all of that forged who we are. We bunch of bad group of human beings.
Yes, we
You
are.
should never run from that. And when you want to be a cowboy and an Indian, right? Or you want to be some Asiatic tribe or something like that, you're taking away from the journey. You can't you take any piece from the journey, then it's not the journey. It's just a bunch of foolery. That's why we study our history through the lenses of science, so that we can see the ups and the downs and the ins and the outs. And so we can't be fooled by charlatans. That's why I respect you so much, because you you always operated at the level when nobody else can see it. I'm like, don't worry about it.
He said, "Don't worry about it." She had to don't leave Dr. Maat alone.
What I say, get back. I say we got the shields up in the spit. They don't deserve it. Nope.
Yeah, you did.
Nope.
You did. We
Mm.
did. So without further ado, I'm going to bring out, you said the phenoms, Jalen and Jalen,
Phenoms.
Jalen and Jalen, J and J. I'm going to bring them on to talk to the community about a cyber competition they were involved in. They're doing high school and college level work, but the community is going to see this with their own eyes. So without further ado, Mr. Jalen and Mr. Jalen, peace and love to you, Mr. Jalen and Jalen.
Peace and love. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Just wanted to bring you on to showcase your the project that you the competition that you all were involved in, and Jay, and I'm talking about Jalen B. I got to salute your mom, because your mother and I, we were talking via text, and she said, Doc, there's a cyber competition I think that the boys should participate in. And so she sent me the link. She was really, excited about it, very enthusiastic about it. So she sent me the link, and I said, okay, I really don't have time to, manage this thing, even though I end up managing probably like the first half of it. But I said, I don't have time to do it. And so what I'll do is look for a mentor. And so I reached out to one of my colleagues, and his PhD student, Mr. Robert Hill, served as your team lead. And Mr. Robert Hill, I believe he's in maybe his second or third year as a PhD student in the cybersecurity program at the School of Engineering at Morgan State University. So he was your team lead. And you all met. I initially met with you all to kind of do like the review of literature, where we kind of did the background stuff. But then he came in to assist with the simulation, the building and simulation of your actual network, and did a phenomenal job. All right. And so, guys, what I want to do first is I want to share my screen before I let you all present. I want to share my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the competition, family. It says eCyber Mission. Okay. Accept the challenge is a virtual STEM competition for grades 6 through 9. And I can tell you that Jalen did, college level, high school, college level work. So it says identifying community problems through hypothesis, research, and experimentation. Okay. And so if you scroll down, it says, STEM students enjoy the same practices as scientists and engineers and use technology and math along the way. Virtual student projects are submitted and reviewed completely online. Community students learn how to engage with their communities and work to identify and or solve local problems, because that's what STEM is about. That's what engineering is about. Solving problems, being a problem solver, a critical thinker. So it says right here, expert advice. All teams have access to our volunteer STEM professionals for support and help along the way through Cyber Guide live chats in the message board. They get feedback, and they also get awards. Okay. And so I'm just showing you the website, family. They're showing you the 2022 winners. Okay. And anyway, I'm not going to say much, but you see that we're not in this, right? You don't see us represented here, and we need to be here, family. This is what our children should be doing. Okay. So here's an overview of the eCyber Mission. So it says that eCyber Mission is a web-based STEM competition for students. I already said this in grades 6 through 9. Each team needs 2 to 4 students. It says an adult team advisor, a community problem to explore or try to solve. Okay. And teams choose one of 2 paths, either a science path where they're asking a question, exploring a problem, or engineering where they're actually solving a problem. In this case, Jalen were solving a problem. Okay. And so I'm going to, without further ado, share your slides and let you guys present. So let me pull this over here. Hold on. Put it in slideshow mode. Are you ready, gentlemen?
Yes.
Yes. All right, here we go. Let's rock and roll. Okay. There we go. Okay. So go ahead, Mr. Jalen. You go ahead and you start it off.
Okay. Hello, my name is Jalen M, and this is the Baltimore Hacking Info.
Jalen Blackwell, you gotta introduce yourself, buddy.
Hello, my name is Jalen Blackwell, and this is our project.
All right, beautiful.
What is hacking? Hacking refers to activities that seek to compromise digital devices, which include computers, smartphones, tablets, even high-tech fridges. All those things are connected to the internet and their digital devices. Hacking is not always malicious. It could refer to hackers, cyber criminals, different types of people, and there's also some who want to hack for the fun of it.
Types of hat hackers and what they do. Black hat. These type of hackers use their hacking skills to blackmail and defraud other people. White hat. These hackers go against black hat hackers, and they are also called computer security specialists. Gray hat. A gray hat hacker, also spelled GREY, hat hacker, is someone who may violate ethical standards or principles, but without the malicious intent ascribed to black hat hackers. Red hat. They also go against black hat hackers, but they take dangerous routes to protect against black hat hackers. Blue hat. These type of hackers are seeking revenge, and they also attack by using malware and cyber attacks. The last and not least, green hat. These hackers are just rookies, and when they destroy websites on accident, they don't know how to fix it at all.
What are the different types of hacking attacks? Malware, software that is specifically made to disrupt, damage, or gain unauthorized access to a network and computer system. Phishing, the fraudulent practice of sending emails, purporting to be reputable information, but it actually is a more malicious software. SQL injection attack. SQL code for backend database manipulation to access information that was not intended to be displayed. Cross-site scripting, XSS. A type of injection in which malicious scripts are injected into otherwise benign and trusted websites. Denial of service, DDoS. The attacker floods a server with internet traffic to prevent users from accessing connected online services and sites. Session hijacking and man-in-the-middle attacks. The attacker uses source-rooted IP packets to insert commands into an active communication between multiple users, disguising itself as one or the other. Credential reuse. The attacker is able to obtain valid credentials for the system or one of the users to compromise their accounts. And a brute force is a hacking method that uses trial and error to crack passwords, login credentials, and encryption keys.
What happened in the 2019 Baltimore ransomware attack? On May 7th, hackers digitally seized about 10,000 Baltimore government computers and demanded around $100,000 worth in bitcoins to free them back up. It's a so-called ransomware attack, where hackers deploy malicious software to block access to or take over a computer system until the owner of that system pays a ransom.
We don't have to watch. We don't have to watch the video. Yeah, let's just keep going. So go ahead. It says what type of attack? I think you already explained that it was a ransomware attack, but I think you all are getting ready to talk about the tool. Is that not right, Jalen Blackwell?
Yes.
Okay, all
That's
right.
correct.
Okay.
Robinhood was a specifically sophisticated piece of ransomware. We had explained what ransomware was, a type of malware that holds the computer or system hostage. First, the hackers had infiltrated the system, usually through a phishing scam, but sometimes through social engineering, security vulnerabilities, or a brute force attack.
How did they solve this issue if publicity mentioned? They did reinforce their security slightly, but no major changes were found.
Part 2.
Ain't that a shame?
Network security and defense in depth.
What is network security? Network security is the protection of the underlying network infrastructure from unauthorized access, misuse, or theft.
What is defense in depth? Defense in depth, DID, is an approach to cybersecurity which a series of defensive mechanisms are layered in order to protect valuable data and information.
What are the different network security controls and their tools?
Access control. Threat actors' ability to do significant harm will be severely constrained if they're unable to access your network.
Anti-malware software. Malware is created to propagate via computer systems and infect networks.
Anomaly detection. Without a foundational knowledge of how your network should be functioning, it can be challenging to spot irregularities. With the use of network anomaly detection engines, ADE, you may be able to look at your network and ensure that breaches are detected promptly and taken with the appropriate action.
Application security. Applications are a defensive weakness that various attackers may take advantage of. Application security aids in establishing security guidelines for any apps that could be important to the security of your network.
Data loss prevention, DLP. Often the weakest link in network security is the human element. DLP technologies and policies help protect staff and other users from misusing or compromising sensitive information.
Email security. As with DLP, email security is focused on shoring up human related security weaknesses via phishing strategy. Oh,
Oh, sorry. I thought
it's
you
fine. It's fine.
go ahead. I got it back up, Jay. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. Via phishing strategies, which are often very complex and convincing, attackers persuade recipients to share sensitive information via desktop or mobile device, or inadvertently download malware into the targeted network. Email security helps identify dangerous emails and can be also used to block attacks and prevent the sharing of vital data.
Endpoint security. The business world is becoming more and more BYOD, bring your own device, to a point where the distinction between personal and business devices is almost non existent. Unfortunately, sometimes personal devices become targets when users rely on them to access business networks. Endpoint security adds a layer of defense between remote devices and business networks.
Firewalls. Firewalls function much like gates that can be used to secure the borders between your network and the internet. Firewalls are used to manage network traffic, allowing authorized traffic through while blocking access to non authorized traffic.
Intrusion prevention systems. Intrusion prevention systems, also called intrusion detection, constantly scan and analyze network traffic so that different types of attacks can be identified and responded to in a fast manner.
Network segmentation. Segmentation. There are many kinds of network traffic, each associated with different security risks. Network segmentation allows you to grant the right access to the right traffic while restricting traffic from suspicious sources.
Security Information and Event Management, SIEM. Sometimes simply pulling together the right information from many different tools and resources can be prohibitively difficult, particularly when time is an issue. SIEM tools and software give responders the data they need to act quickly.
Virtual Private Network, or also known as VPN. Virtual Private Network, VPN, also known as VPN. VPN security tools are also u- are used to authenticate communication between secure networks and an endpoint device. Remote access VPNs generally use IPsec or secure socket layers SSL for authentication, creating an encrypted line to block other parties from eavesdropping.
Web security, including security tools, hardware, policies, and more. Web security is an overarching term to describe network security measures businesses take to ensure safe web use.
Wireless security. Generally speaking, wireless networks are less secure than traditional networks. Thus, strict wireless security measures are necessary to ensure that threat actors aren't gaining access at all.
Jalen Blackwell.
Yes. How would you use the network security tools and defense in depth to prevent an attack like the one in the 2019 Baltimore ransomware attack? I would use these tools to create multiple layers of defense from hackers using methods like defense in depth, wireless security, web security, VPNs, all the stuff we had listed.
So these are your bibliographies. And so this was phenomenal, fellas. I mean, like, I hope that you all walked away with understanding that, okay, they were in this cyber mission. There's a cyber competition. And with the cyber competition, you could choose two tracks, the science track or the engineering track. Okay. So I don't know who is that. I'm gonna mute you out. So the science track or the engineering track. If you chose the science track, you explore the idea, right? So it was more theoretical. The engineering track was more application based. So you had to choose a problem and you had to figure out how to solve it. So what they did was they chose the engineering track, and the problem that they wanted to solve, or they wanted to prevent Baltimore city systems from being hacked again, because it was all over the news, family. You can go on YouTube and look. It got hacked. They asked the Baltimore city mayor to come up with some money, and I think he did pay him. Initially, he said he wasn't going to pay him, but I think he did pay him. So their task or their objective was to, implement. They wanted to utilize network security tools, and they explained to you which kind, defense and layer. And so that means if one mechanism failed, the other one picks up. And so they went through all of these different tools that you could use to protect your network. And so that was the first presentation. And I think they did a beautiful job breaking that down. Brother Ankh, did you want to chime in before we went to the next one? And the next ones are kind of short. They're only like 5 or 6 slides. But Brother Ankh, did you want to chime in before we?
No, I like the way they put that together, the way they presented that. They focused in the way they did that. Wasn't too reedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we look for that. Like you don't play that. You better not get up here and start reading on them slides. You're supposed to know what the heck you talking about. You're supposed to already understand the material. This is how they do it at the highest level. So I appreciate that. So don't worry about it. She hit me with the same thing. I could not get up there. We call it readumship.
Right. You just read people to death.
No, y'all was good. I like the way the words well spoken, where you pronounce your words. That's important. And you cannot be in Doc's class saying, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? No, she's not going for that. No, you'll be struggling. No, so I really appreciate the way y'all did that. And I'm sitting back. I'm here. Appreciate it.
Let's do it.
We appreciate
and I learned something.
Yeah, I learned a whole lot.
The green, I had no idea about different types of stuff. I said, the green, really? You green. I get it though, yo. You green. You don't know what you're talking about. You green.
I get it.
You get it now, right? Yeah,
I get it.
You green. You fresh. You don't know what you're doing.
Would you like to open this one?
I go again. Antivirus Softwares by Jalen M.
And Jalen B. What is an antivirus? An antivirus software is a program used to prevent, detect, and eliminate malware and viruses. It can work for any type of devices, such as computers, laptops, smartphones, and tablets. Antiviruses usually run in the background, providing you with protection without interfering with your browsing.
What are antivirus softwares that you can use? Some antivirus softwares that you can use are McAfee, Norton, PC Protect, ScanGuard, Byte Defender, and Byte Defender. These are the softwares that I will recommend and feel like they are safe for our business, but there are other options for personal protection at a very cheaper price.
Why you need antivirus protection? Antivirus software protects your device from viruses that can destroy your data, slow down, or even crash your device, allowing spammers to send email through your account. Antivirus protection scans through your files, incoming emails for viruses, and then deletes anything malicious. For example, the Baltimore hacking was a piece of ransomware employed to extract millions from Baltimore.
Here are some.
Yeah, because I think that was a video, Jay. That's a video, so I didn't want to. Is it a video or?
No, it's not. It's just a picture.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Here are some antivirus softwares and their uses.
Okay. My bad.
Bangin Security. Bangin Zero Trust Network Access (ZTNA) solution is a next-gen networking concept that provides secure remote access to organizations' applications, data, and services. ZTNA offers better security, manageability, and better performance than legacy VPNs.
Personal protection, Avast One. Phishing attacks have truly come a long way since the days of Nigerian princes looking for help in reclaiming their fortunes. Today, today's phishing scams are more sophisticated, including targeted spear phishing attacks and hard to spot spoofing attacks. The advanced phishing protection in Avast One will help keep you safe from phishing by blocking emails with malicious attachments anywhere you check your email and prevent you from clicking on phishing links you receive in messages to your Android devices.
Endpoint security. Endpoint security is essential to businesses with employees who access the company network from one computer or device. If your employees have to use individual desktops, laptops, tablets, or phones that access your network, each of these devices, known as endpoints, is a potential vulnerability that viruses and malware could use to enter your network.
What is the Jira software? Jira is a commercial software product that can be licensed for running on premises or available as a hosted application. Atlassian provides Jira for free to open source projects meeting certain criteria and to organizations that are non academic, non commercial, non governmental, non political, and non-profit.
Personal protection, LastPass. You might be more familiar with this one. LastPass is one of the best password protection softwares available on the internet today. If you're a premium member to the software, it's technically impossible to leak your password or get into your vault to check your private information. Moreover, it also allows the person to share his or her private information whenever there it is necessary.
I think we could skip this one. I think
Okay.
we could skip that one. And so what I'm going to do, because we're going to get to the actual work that you did. So this is background information, family, black background information to, the research that went into them. They didn't just, Ankh, a lot of times when people, in this community, people think that, you pull stuff out of thin air. You got to do research. Like you got to do your due diligence in order to solve a problem. So what they're going through is the research. So this took months and months. They were working on this. I think Jalen from, what would you say, guys? I think it was it September? Was it the entire school year? Roughly around September-ish?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, from September all the way up until you submitted it in March, right?
March the 14th, right?
March the 14th. So right now you all are looking at, like what, 8 months of research. And so this is the last presentation before you get to their actual solution, because they actually built a network. They built and simulated a network. And brother Ankh, I've never built and simulated a network. Okay. And especially not at 12, at the age of 12 and 13.
Right.
Okay. Never did it. So this is the last one. They had to pick out a tool. So, okay, we went through the different techniques that people use to protect their networks. So now we're moving into, okay, they have to find an environment, right, where they can actually build a network and simulate a network, hence the presentation network simulation tools. Without further ado, there you go, fellas.
Network Simulation Tools by me, Jalen B.
And Jalen M. What is a network simulation tool? A network simulation tool is software that allows users to model and simulate the behavior of a computer network. This can include simulating network traffic, network devices, and protocols, as well as analyzing the performance of the network under various conditions. These tools can be used to test network designs, troubleshoot problems, and train network administrators. That's three things in one.
Pros and cons of GNS3 is free, open source, making it very accessible. Excuse me, making it very accessible to anyone. Is compatible with a wide range of network devices, including Cisco, which is one of the biggest, Juniper, and VYOS. Allows for the creation of complex network topologies, making it useful for testing and learning. It supports virtualization technologies such as VirtualBox and VMware, allowing for the integration of virtual machines into the simulated network. Although there are many pros, there are some cons, including it being very resource intensive. It can be
Mhm.
challenging for beginners to set up, which we had seen because the website was a little bit difficult to navigate. It might not be as feature rich as some of the more commercial and business oriented network simulation softwares, and it might not have enough performance or scalabilities for larger enterprise grade network simulations.
Pros and cons of Packet Tracer. The pros: it is easy to use and user friendly, making it well suited for students and beginners. It is specifically designed for Cisco networks, so it includes the detailed Cisco device models and configurations. It allows for the creation of complex network topologies, making it useful for testing and learning purposes. It includes a wide range of pre-built labs and scenarios, making it easy for users to learn and practice different network concepts. Now here are the cons. It is limited to Cisco devices and configuration, so it may not be suitable for simulating networks that use other vendors' devices. It is not open source and is available for free only for educational and learning purpose. It means you can't hack off of it. It may not provide enough performance and scalability for larger enterprise grade network simulations. Some users have reported that the software can be buggy and prone to crashing. That means you may lose all your work.
Mm.
Pros and cons of NetSim. It supports a wide range of network protocols, including IPv4, which is the main one we used, IPv6, which is the newer network protocol, TCP, UDP, and also routing protocols as OSPF and BGP. Includes a wide range of pre-built labs and scenarios, make it easy for users to grasp the different network concepts. It allows for the creation of complex networks and testing for learning purposes. It includes detailed statistics and visualizations. It can be resource intensive, which is kind of a given when it comes to virtual machines. It can be challenging for beginners to configure, which is a outdated piece of information because, as we found, there were actual like quizzes and tests to go along with the course. It may not perform have enough performance for scalability in larger enterprise network simulations, and it's not open source and comes with some cost to use the full version.
Why we chose NetSim for our network simulation tool. NetSim is a network simulation tool that is widely considered as one of the best for beginners. This is due to its user-friendly interface that is easy to navigate, making it accessible by those who may not have prior experience with network simulation tools. NetSim provides a hands-on learning experience, allowing beginners to experiment with different network configurations and see the results in real time, which helps beginners to understand the underlying concepts more effectively. Additionally, NetSim supports a wide range of network protocols, including routing protocols, transport protocols, and application protocols. This allows beginners to learn about various protocols and how they work together in a network. Furthermore, NetSim is relatively affordable compared to some other network simulation tools, making it accessible to a wide range of users. And lastly, NetSim provides technical support, which is very helpful for beginners who may encounter issues or have questions about the tool, making this the best option for us.
And
This is a video on the intro to NetSim But our information on NetSim, although it was very beginner conducive at the beginning, we had realized that since you did have to pay for NetSim, it wasn't actually going to be our best option. So later on, we had switched to Packet Tracer, which gave us more options, more ability to use different tools. And the Cisco networking, although we were limited to it, it is the one that is used by most professionals. So it gave us the best and overall most round view for our project.
Beautiful, beautiful. So this is your actual what you built. So I'm getting ready to share your final presentation. So this is the network that you built. So you have it, fellas.
Final presentation by me, Jalen Blackwell.
And by Jalen M. Our technical limitations of a free software. Packet Tracer is a widely used network simulation tool developed by Cisco Systems. While the software provides many features and benefits, there are some limitations to the free version of Packet Tracer that users should be aware of. Some of the key limitations include limited device support. The free version of Packet Tracer only supports a limited set of network devices, which can limit.
Jay, you can go to the next one. So limited device support, and then just go to the next bullet.
Okay, limited device support, limited feature set, limited network size, limited set of network protocols, limited protocol support, and limited access to resources. Despite these limitations, the free version of Packet Tracer remains a valuable tool for network simulation and learning. However, for more complex simulations and advanced network training, users may need to upgrade to the paid version or use other network simulation tools.
Our demo of the network. It's a pretty short video, so I think we should be able to watch it.
Okay. Wow. So let me stop sharing and then reshare. So this is what you actually, this is what I was waiting for. Ooh, boy. All right. Actually seeing what you all demoed.
So we have some captions to kind of explain the journey of the packet.
External sending the packet. So go ahead. Someone read it. It's sent to the router.
Router, inside to outside router, router to attacking PC. The packet sent back to original PC because in our system we had it where if an internal system had requested to access an outside network, it would be allowed, but if the outside network have requested to access the inside network, that wouldn't be allowed. And then with the squares, that would kind of encompass certain parts. The green square shows the internal network, and the red square shows the attacking network. So if the attacking network tries to send a packet to the internal network, it will be blocked and stuck within that network. So this will help prevent ransomware and phishing attacks because in the case of the Baltimore hacking, there's packets that weren't allowed to enter the network but still were let through because the networking protocols used were outdated. So our goal with this project is to allow packets to be sent internally. So we have the packet from the PC to the server being sent because that's an internal network packet, so there's no danger. We also have Wi-Fi connectivity on our smartphones, which represents the BYOD devices, bring your own device. So we wanted to really encompass the basic idea of what our network was trying to do.
Hold up. I got to drop a bomb for y'all. Hold on.
Fire! 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 Fire!
Man,
Brother Ankh, did you see the daggone network? Like they built and simulated a network, Brother Ankh.
what I
Oh my
saw,
goodness.
what I saw was them just overthrow the whole conscious community with one swoop. You didn't pass everybody. That's amazing. Yeah, it's over with. Yeah, that's. And then I'm hearing terms like phishing that I didn't know about applied to this until y'all told me that, so I could clearly understand what you was talking about. Y'all did something that's right there that people can actually remember. I talk about things that if you're talking and if you're at the highest level, that you could actually use this. You could actually put that, you know what I'm saying, in motion. That's man, that's fire. I'm sitting here learning. Yeah, y'all got them. And this is all I ever been talking about, Doc.
Facts.
I say, man, this is the level right here. I ain't never talked about nothing else more than this.
No, you haven't.
This is all I'm talking, like being able to do this right here. So we in a good place as a community. You know, when the youngsters surpass the elders, you know you're in a good space. You ain't never in a good space when the elders is always here and everybody is always here. It's about this. That's when this is the growth. Right now, they can stand on your shoulders. The next generation. It's about growth. Yeah, y'all did it. Yeah, y'all got them. Yeah, the research. We don't got researchers. We got people acting like they researchers. Pull up a thing and yeah, I'm a researcher. No, here's some researchers right here. How do we know they researchers? Because they can actually put that into play based off of their research. I'm not even a researcher. You know, I just present other people's information. Like if I was to take y'all information, right, and present it, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give y'all credit. Y'all built this network. This is how they work. See the difference? See, I don't ever lie about mine. And I appreciate that right there. Yeah, they researched, they put together their network. Yeah, they passed everybody. They went 100 miles an hour past the crystals.
Thank you. We appreciate it, brother.
Hey, look, so fellas, what is your Cash App? We definitely so
yeah, Cash Apps.
Yeah, what's your Cash App? So Jalen, this is Mr. Jalen M. This is his Cash App. So if you want to send it, you send it to me and I'll send it to him. And he
I actually have a Cash App.
Oh, excuse me. I forgot you had a Cash App. I forgot you had a Cash App now. My bad. Jalen, what's your Cash App? Jalen M. Jalen M. What's your Cash App? Oh, well, that mine. Well, the other Jalen, if you ready to give it, go ahead and give it.
Still looking.
They missing out on it.
Y'all missing out.
I lost.
I just sent it to you. I just sent it to you.
Oh, you just sent it to me on my phone?
Oh no, I sent it to you.
Oh, in the private chat. Okay, in the private. All right. So this is your. All right. So this is okay. So I'm going to put their chat cash. He told me I got my Cash App. Look at Jalen. Fell off. Jalen fell off again. I think his phone probably died this time. You better get back on here and get his cash. So this is Mr. Jalen's Cash App right here, y'all. $JM757ABHJ. We gotta get you another Cash App name, buddy.
I know. I gotta
something that's easy. Something that's easy to remember. But anyway, because somebody might accidentally, Brother Ankh, put in a different, number, letter, like something easy. I didn't have anything to do with this family. He did that on his own. Okay. So that's Mr. Jalen's Cash App. I see Mr. Jalen is back. The other Jalen.
Hello.
You did
He's
send
back.
me.
He's back.
You sent me. This is yours right here. This is yours right here.
Jalen M.
Yes.
And this is the other Jalen. So I'm getting ready to put the other Jalen's Cash App on the screen, family. Let's bless these kids, man. I remember, Brother Aunt, when I was younger and at church, the old folks put some, they put some money in your pocket and it motivated you. At the solo, look like they motivated now. He said, yeah, they get motivated, and the older folks used to give us some dollars if we did good. And we take our dollars and go to McDonald's or something like that, or go to the candy store. So let's make sure, family, that, if you enjoyed this presentation, please make sure that you Cash App both of them. I dropped their Cash Apps in the chat. So JM.
Put in the back thing.
It is. Both of them is, except for JM. Yeah, they are. They're in the
I see it. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So make sure, family, that you Cash App them. Okay. All right. I don't hear them telling me that the Cash App is going off. Jalen, your Cash App go off yet?
Let me see.
He said,
no, I'm trying to figure it out.
No.
Relax.
I didn't get anything.
It's coming. The family going to bless you with something. All right. The family.
I appreciate it, fam. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And I'll make sure. Yeah, I'll make sure that I post their Cash Apps in the description as well. So family, make sure that you can.
You better read them Cash Apps live. Stop playing.
No, I already did. I already read them live and I posted them and did all that. So I'm gonna put them in the description.
I'm talking about right now. What are you looking at? What y'all doing?
People need to look at this. Oh, you talking about the people? Yeah, they need to look at the screen. All right, their Cash Apps are on the screen. Okay.
I'm telling them to check their Cash App. Check them.
Check your Cash Apps.
What you got?
Did y'all check them, Ankh? I mean, Jalen and Jay, y'all talking about we ain't getting them. We ain't getting them. Y'all
What?
didn't even. Y'all didn't
Oh,
check.
I got $45 now. Thank you,
What?
man. We
What? You
appreciate
gonna
it.
read, huh? Yeah, read that,
Thank you.
boy.
Oh, brother
Yes,
Unc
thank you.
Oh, brother Unc
Appreciate it.
hooked you up. No, that's what's
What?
up.
Appreciate it.
Jalen Blackwell, you got something in there? His
Yeah,
his
it's
phone done
coming.
went.
You know, we type
His
slow
phone.
around here.
His
We
phone
It's all
went.
type, we
good.
type
It's all
slow.
good.
Oh, Jalen, your phone, man. You're making me dizzy, brother.
My bad.
Your phone going like this, man, brother. You making me. So check your Cash App. Brother Unc hooked you up. I'm getting ready to hook both of you all up as well.
Cash App.
All right. So make sure you all check your Cash App, okay? And without further ado, I'm getting ready to bring on. So, J and J, do you all have any closing words for the listening audience? Because I'm getting ready to bring on a powerhouse.
Thank you for having us on. We always appreciate it, and thank you for the money as well.
Thank you.
Well,
Going awesome.
check it,
Be
Jalen B.
safe out
Check it.
there. Don't want
He said,
to get your
Yeah,
money stolen.
yeah. Be safe. Be safe.
Check it,
Watch out for them
Jalen B.
phishing scams. Watch out for them phishing scams.
Jalen Blackwell, look, you might check. He said, check your Cash App.
Y'all better be checking.
He said,
Y'all
you
be
better check your
checking.
Cash App.
I'm checking.
You got George there and Jake B.
Hey.
Come on, check them.
I'm checking.
I'm a Raw Squad, the next generation.
Next generation.
Haven't
Appreciate it.
seen anything yet. Still
Man,
checking.
it's there.
It's coming. You better check,
Let's-
man. Yeah, Jalen, your
Yeah,
phone. Jalen phone ain't.
my
Jalen
phone blowing.
B,
My phone
man, it's
blowing
on.
up. My phone blowing up.
Oh,
I appreciate it,
I
everybody.
see you.
Jalen over here like, I don't got
Yeah.
nothing. Jalen B talking about he ain't getting nothing yet. And
You
I'm
got
like,
a
hold up, I know.
Droid? What you got over there? Droid or iPhone? What you got?
Man, don't be
I got
hating on
Android.
Joyce. Don't be hating
Huh?
on Joyce.
You don't know how that works?
Who got an Android?
The
Got
other Jalen,
Android.
look, Jalen B talking about I ain't
See, that's
getting
why
nothing. And
yours
people,
getting slow. Yeah, we iPhone. We following y'all with the iPhones. You get out of the Droid, man. Come on, man. The
Jalen
youngsters
messing it
with
up.
the iPhone.
I mean,
Thank you.
Jalen, do you got it? Did some Cash Apps come through, Jalen B?
Yep, I saw him come through. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
They coming through.
Uh-oh.
All right.
okay, big man, big money.
All
Makes
right.
sense to be
Jalen
smart.
M, you good?
Yes.
All right, brother.
Makes
All
sense
right.
to be smart.
All right. I love y'all. I'll bring y'all back on soon, okay?
All right. Thank you for
All right.
having us on.
Hey, no
Hey,
problem.
appreciate y'all.
Thank
Don't run them off. I just want to let them brothers know, man. Very, very inspirational. I'll be sharing the show. You know, maybe Doc will let me download this show, play
Absolutely.
it, right? And I
Absolutely.
appreciate y'all. This is like a dream come true for me. Y'all should just know that. It proves that we won and they can never beat us. All that nonsense they was talking, all the rhetoric and the craziness that your mother got and I got, it shows we beat them.
Hands down. Hands down.
Yes, sir. We beat them. Where's the bomb at?
Fire!
Let's go.
Look, they said, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and
Peace
love.
and
All right, Black
See
African power.
that? But see, brother Unc, that's what happens when you pour into the babies. That's the level that you get. And so in my household, we don't play that. I mean, you know, does Jalen get on the weekends? Does he get to get his game and his gadgets and stuff like that? Of course. But Monday through Friday, it's about handling our business, reading, doing math. You get what I'm saying? Problem solving, building STEM, building STEM kits and things of that nature. And so that's what happens. You know, this is what happens when you parent. This is what happens when you actually parent. And so, brother Unc, hold on.
We go.
Hold on. I gotta bring this
About to
young
step
lady.
it up another notch.
About to step it up with this one. So I want to, where's my hold on, it says Wendell. I want to share this screen right here and talk about this woman right here. Crayola Katherine Johnson, who was born on August the 26th, 1918, February the 24th. This is when she transitioned, when she passed on February the 24th, 2020. You all probably have heard of Katherine Johnson from the movie Hidden Figures. Taraji P. Henson played her character. And so she was working at, what they call now NASA. Okay, they call it NASA now, but it was called something else prior to NASA. But she was the one who was responsible for the calculations for a particular astronaut who circulated or orbited the Earth. I think he went around like 2 or 3 times. And so when he went around the Earth 2 or 3 times and he came back, he fell into the ocean at a particular location. And she had to determine where and when Brother Ankh that he was going to be at that location. And so she had to use higher level mathematics in order to do this. And we were talking about it backstage with my student Aya, and she was saying, yeah, she used differential equations and calculus. I knew it. I was like, yeah, I knew it had to be higher level mathematics. I knew it had to be calc and differential equations, especially when you're talking about velocity and acceleration, and you're determining the rate of change of something, which is a derivative. And these are concepts that you learn in Calc 1, Calc 2, and Calc 3. We had to calculate the area. Okay, the continuous area under something. That's an integral. Okay, and so you're dealing with integration. So these are higher level mathematical concepts that she had to apply in order to do this. Now, Brother Ankh, I want to say something to you. I want to say something to you. I appreciate, and I have the clip, family, that you defended this sister when a certain pseudo, okay, had called her all kinds of names. And tried to discredit what she did. Oh, that ain't happened. They never made it out of the earth atmosphere. It never happened. She never did this. She never did that. And you was like, hold up, wait a minute, you know. And you came with the receipts to show that what she did happened. What happened actually happened. You came with the receipts and you talked about how valuable this sister's work was and still is. And so, Brother Ankh, do you want to chime in about Katherine Johnson? She's one of my favorites. In fact, when I get my building, when I secure those buildings, our auditorium will be called the Katherine Johnson Auditorium. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, she actually set up them launch windows for Alan Shepard and John Glenn. And that's so serious, those launch windows. If you don't get them launch windows right, man, it's a problem, right? And she did that, and she was renowned for that. So for me, for people to talk crazy about her, and I heard the people make a statement like, well, she could actually get white people to the moon, but she couldn't get black men. She could get white men to the moon or something like that, but she couldn't get black men out the ghetto. That's a ridiculous statement. Last time I checked, if you make it in the 60s to work for NASA, you're going to get some bread. Their program wasn't just getting astronauts. It was an example to show the world what black women could do. And if black women, we talk about the time period where women wasn't supposed to do certain things like that, you know, being out the house for real. And they out the house playing the game at the highest level. So the money they make is going to automatically get their family out the hood. And then they also fought for the rights of other black women.
That's right.
Okay, hiring and all that, not all that, to get them more money to bring to their family so they don't got to be in the hood. So they very existence, the very thing they did what this pseudo said they couldn't do. And it's ridiculous to me. And they call these people teachers. These teachers, they're charlatans. They play the charlatan game at the highest level. But this right here you see is a human computer. All them sisters right there. Like, so come on, man. Like, we understand what the level is, Doc. We not playing this game. We know what the phenoms are. We just had 2 phenoms. We about to show another one.
Come on.
Sitting at the top.
Come on.
You know, after the likeness of Catherine.
She's the Katherine Johnson.
Yeah, she just explained. She's like, oh, it was that. I said, yeah, it's an ancient math degree. She was like, yeah, it was it.
So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Miss Aya Rahman. Peace and love, Miss Aya. How are you?
Peace and love. I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing phenomenal. Family, this is
Appreciate
one of, she's actually a current student of mine, and she's a mathematical wizard. She's a mathematical genius. Okay. She'll tell you in class, I say, this is Katherine Johnson. This is the 2023 Katherine Johnson. I gotta be honest, family. She's probably maybe the second student, and I've been at Morgan this spring made 6 years. And she's probably the second one that I've gotten super duper excited about. The first one was Robert Hill. And as you can see, Robert Hill was the team lead for Jalen and Jalen's cyber project competition, cyber competition project. Then the second one is Aya Rahman. I remember we were in class and we were working with I was applying a circuit analysis technique called nodal analysis. Essentially, with nodal analysis, you have a circuit and your goal is to solve for the node voltages, okay, using simultaneous equations. And so there's a technique that we use in nodal called KCL, Kirchhoff's current law. So when you have a circuit, you go to each node, which is a connecting point, you sum the currents entering and exiting, and then based on those, you end up getting a set of equations that you have to solve. And I think mine was 3 equations, 3 unknowns, or 4 equations, or 4 unknowns, or something along those lines. And so I got stuck because usually for 3 equations, 3 unknowns, I run and get some software, right? 2 equations and 2 unknowns is easy, right? Because we can use the elimination method, or we can solve for one variable in terms of other. So 2 equations, 2 unknowns, easy. Or we can use linear algebra, easy, right? But it was 3. It was it 3 equations, 3 unknowns, or 4, Aya?
It was 3. It was 3.
Okay, so 3 equations, 3 unknowns. I got stuck. So I said, Aya, look at these equations. Solve this for me real quickly. And she came back to me, within a couple of minutes, and she said, Doc, there's really no solution in terms of like a number. She said, what I'm coming up with is really a function. So for each of these variables are equal to a function. So these variables are really a function that's written in terms of the other variables. That's what she said to me. And then when I went home and I used the MATLAB, which is a computing software, MATLAB gave me what she produced, and she did this with her hands. Okay, so this sister is bad, and let me tell you how bad she is. I'm saying that I'm your instructor, but I'm honored to serve as your instructor. Sometimes you keep me on my toes. I'm like, let me make sure my math is right, okay? Because I know that Aya is watching. But let me tell you how sharp this sister is on. So at Morgan, not even just Morgan, but when students come to college and they, you say, I want to be an engineer, whatever, they expect you to start in Calculus 1, okay? The average Black student doesn't start in Calculus 1. The average Black student is starting in college algebra. So they're placing in Math 106 or Math 113, Math 114. So college algebra. But ideally, when you're matriculating through a STEM program, they want you to start in Calc 1. She did not start in Calculus 1, family. She started in differential equations. Why? Because she took Calculus AP, Calculus 1, AP, Calculus 2, got college credits for taking Calc 1 and Calc 2. Before she got to Morgan, they gave her credit. So when she came to Morgan, they already gave her Calculus 1 and Calculus 2. So she started in differential equations. This semester, she's taking Calculus 3. And so she came to my classroom one day, and she was so frustrated. I said, what's going on, Aya, right? She said, Doc, I'm in this teacher's class. He's teaching Calculus 3, keep getting all the wrong answers. So she's in there frustrated because the teacher's teaching her Calculus 3, but he's getting the wrong answers.
Oh, man.
That's how sharp this sister is. And so I just want you to come on and tell your story, because you had a marvelous story when we sat down and we talked about your upbringing. What cultivated that, right? Because you didn't just pop out a math genius, right? That skill was cultivated. So could you share with us how your what environment produced this, or brought out, that's what I should say, brought out that mathematical genius that you have?
All of this genius, the drive, all the effort, this all came from my parents, their values that they learned from their parents and what they made sure to instill on me and my younger siblings. When we were in elementary school, middle school, even through high school, we had a goal, right? We're going through school, we're going to get knowledge, we want to learn to apply it, we want to try to be ahead and be ahead in the world, right? We wasn't just going to school just to pass. We weren't going to school so we were out the house so our parents could do what they had to do. School wasn't a place for us to be babysat. It was a place for us to learn. And at home, pastimes, watching TV, using the internet, these were all pastimes. They were not, you come home, you magically cut the TV on. We didn't watch TV during the week. The first time I watched television during the week was when COVID hit. It was 2020. And I mean, at that, we couldn't go outside anything. So our parents kind of folded in a little bit. but we were not allowed to have so much, of outside entertainment, media, things that distracted you from your goals and learning in our face all the time. We didn't need that. And so I came home from school after, I did the little math packets we had from elementary school. And before I could go outside, play outside, my dad would give me a set of problems, give me a math book, and he said, you have to sit here and do these, and you have to get it right. You have to get it right in a certain amount of time, and then you can go.
Mm,
We had to do this.
mm,
And so, wanting to learn, I eventually wanted to learn. They read us books every night. And then once we learned how to read by ourselves, we read the books every night.
mm.
We read, we did math. These were things that we learned to do so that we weren't fed a whole bunch of the nonsense that I feel like a lot of kids today um, are seeing day to day.
Mhm. And you were telling me about SpongeBob. Remember, you said your mother, you said even on the weekends when you were able to watch like TV, you said it was certain shows that were just off limit. And you
Yeah,
said my parents did not let me watch SpongeBob because you
to this
explained why.
to this day, I've never seen an episode of SpongeBob. Just because everyone's watching it or stuff out there does not mean it needs to be consumed by you.
Mm,
There are some things out there that are just not. They're just dumb. You need to limit exposure to some crazy stuff in the world. I went to public school. I went outside. I saw dumb stuff on the day to day. You don't need to bring that into your home, even during your times of leisure. It's not bettering you. You don't want to learn from this, especially when you're elementary school, middle school. You're impressionable. What you see out in the world, what you see on TV, this is a stage you're impressionable. You're picking up on that. And that's why my parents did not, even though they knew we went out into the world, we went to school, we went to our friend's house, we were going to see this. That's not how you need to conduct yourself. That's not what you look up to, and that's not what's allowed in our home. So we knew, and that's why I feel like coming to college, I didn't really struggle with, making good or bad decisions. You had your roots, you knew what your foundations were, what you valued, and so what you saw outside. I mean, people were doing their own thing, but you knew what right from wrong, and that was
absolutely.
the greatest
And
thing.
what about cell phones? What about cell phones? Remember, you were telling me you said I didn't get a cell phone till I was in the seventh grade.
I
Talk
didn't
about the
get
cell
a
phones.
phone till I was in seventh grade. And that was basically just because of, going to school a little bit further away. None of my siblings, we weren't allowed to get phones until we were 12. So that was sixth, seventh grade for us. My sister, she was a little bit of a rougher child. So she didn't get hers till 13. So she postponed her own gift. But just because I grew up in the time where everyone having phones, that didn't become a popular thing until I was in about middle school. I still
Mhm.
had a time we were moving from paper and pencil to computer, so I got to see really that transition from not being all technology centered to being in a world that's straight tech. We're using tech all the time.
Mm,
um,
mm,
just because you being on the phone all the time, being around the social media, once again, that exposure to stuff that you don't need to be seeing, all this distractions. You don't want to be right while you're impressionable. You don't want to be unproductive. You have to stay focused on what you're doing. And the more exposure you have to this, to games and social media, the more impressionable you are. You lose sense of yourself. You lose sense of your base. And all of this stuff and values and drive and determination, once you start getting distracted with how you look and what people think and who's beefing with who, all that work you did coming up, it goes to waste. So keeping
mm,
social media out of our face was very important. And I
mm,
believe that, with
mm.
all kids.
So your parents, and then and I love you came out strong. When I said what cultivated the mathematical genius, and then I had to change it. I said no, no, no. What brought it out? And the first thing you said was the values. What did you say? The values and
Hmm.
practices you said of my grandparents who
Yes.
passed it down to my parents, who passed it down to me. So your
Right.
family values, your family structure, and your family structure, your family values, and your family practices
Right.
brought out that mathematical genius that you have. That's
Right.
what you said. And I just
Mhm.
I wanted to reiterate that and emphasize that to tell people that it starts at home. It doesn't start your child doesn't become a genius by just waking up going to school every day. You said my parents read to me. And then you said when we got old enough to read, when we learned how to read, we then started reading to them. We read every day. You also said they had pamphlets that we had to complete every day. Then you say our parents didn't allow us to consume media Monday through Friday. Then when we could consume media on Saturday and maybe Sunday, they pick and chose which media that you could watch. I mean, that what you just said was powerful. It was powerful. And what you are demonstrating and have demonstrated is the power of parenting, the power of when you develop a human being properly. Brother Ong, did you want to chime in?
Yeah, that's a powerful story. And limiting your children to things is definitely the thing I did. Like, like during the week, you're dead. The games, you're done. Yeah, when you watching TV, you done. When they was young, oh yeah, you watch no TV. What are you talking about?
Mm-mm.
And I realized that when we was growing up, you had those black and white TVs. So actually, you had to do, you had to play certain games, board games, stuff like that actually worked your mind. So we always did that. But that TV, all that during the week, you're dead. You're dead. And it actually, it sets you apart from everybody else. Why it's happening, and your friends is doing it, you don't really get it. But when you start to reach those levels and start to touch reality, right? You realize that your parents actually did, a great thing for pushing you. That a lot of times people will push their kids for sports, right? The way your parents pushed your mind and your intellect. So that's another thing we need to transition out of, all the time pushing that. You'd be surprised what the youth can do if pushed in the right direction. That's why just you being here is important. Sitting beside Dr. Oyamayat, that's all that means something. It means something to the young ladies watching.
That's right.
It shows that you're more than just what they say black women are. You're way more than that. You're an example of leadership. They say, well, women can't lead. That's a bunch of crap.
Come on.
I hear it all the time. I hear a bunch of nonsense. Okay, so yeah, y'all sitting here is there, and once again, we back on talking about what the level is, and you represent the level, sis, and I appreciate that absolutely. And then you got a great mentor right there. You got a great teacher right there sitting beside you. Like
I do, and I'm so grateful. So
yeah,
grateful. Like
yeah,
really,
that's
truly, I love being in your class. I tell my parents about it every day. Um, I just love how you teach. Not only teaching us the concepts, that's one thing, but tell us about where our world is headed, what we should be focused on as students, what we're in college for. Because I feel like a lot of, we're in college, people want to have fun, meet girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife. That's not why you're in college. These are your little side quests while you're here. And I think really, people come from all different walks, different family structures, situations, and your class really does kind of take all of us as like, regardless where you came from, this is your goal and you had this opportunity. And I really truly do appreciate that. Love going here.
Thank you. And I always tell her, Unc, I said, that's my baby. She was in the hallway the other day and she said, I was working with Derek. Yeah. I said, Derek, I looked at him, brother. I said, Derek, that's my baby now. He said, I got it. I got it. I said, okay, just letting you know that's my baby. And she knows it. And she's one of those students, brother Unc, with a mind like her, you just want to feed. You just want to keep feeding
prodigy.
her and feeding her. Yes, she's a prodigy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she's going to be one of the conscious ingenuity instructors. She's coming on board, and I'm looking forward.
Told you.
Brother Unc, I told you, it's going to be an army.
I already told
I'm
you.
brother Unc, I'm almost 12 deep. An
It
army of
represents the
young
victory.
black. Come on, young black engineers. And I didn't
Stomping
have to
out.
approach. I didn't have to approach her. She approached me. Said, "Doc, yeah, I seen that program. What's up?" I said, "Okay, beautiful." And then we had a conversation about boys. And so one of my church members, Amber, she came and shadowed me on Tuesday. And it was her and then Jalen. They were both there with me on Tuesday. And Aya was talking to her about staying focused. And we were talking about just young men and the standard, like what should you look in, for young man. And you know what she said to me when I asked her? I said, Aya, what do you look for in a young man? Onk, she mentioned her father. Aya, could you break that down? When I talk to you about your standard and what you look for, you said, I think of my father. Let's start there. Could you unpack that statement that you compare it to your father? Let's start there.
My
Mm,
my father he is one of my greatest inspirations. I love my father to death. He knows this. I think he should be watching now. Love my father. He was always there. He was the one both my parents really did give me all the reading and math. He was the one always there. I walked out the house. He was when he went out. He said, I always go out, be the best. Always try to be the best. So I always had that mindset going into school. He's the one, I don't know, coming up, I felt that he taught me a lot about values and how to go out. My parents are together. They have a healthy family, healthy relationship. Each of their parents has a healthy relationship, and then each of their parents, going all the way up to the greats, as far back as I know, had healthy relationships, two parent households. And I know that my mother, seeing a healthy environment like that, my mother would not marry a man with a lack of morals, with compromised integrity.
mm,
Both my parents value education. They value honesty and communication, and I see this healthy family I grew up in. And so when I look for a man, I know my father provided that for me. So I want to
mm.
see those attributes of the man that I see in my father, because I know that if I see those, I too would can continue on having a healthy two-parent household for the next generation, which is what matters really.
Oh my goodness. I just when she said that, Unc, I said, man, you talk about the importance of having a dad there. You
Yeah.
know, just having a dad in the household, a dad there, and not even if the dad is the active dad, that's right there. Because that's what you all do for us, Unc. You know, I compare Unc, I remember one of my friends, and I'm not even gonna call him out because he may be watching. He did something, and he was actually sucking his teeth one day. He did that, and I said, "Man, so why you suck your teeth, man?" And I said, "Man, that's feminine." He said, and he admitted it. He said, "I suck my teeth. My mother suck her teeth all the time. So I adopted the habit." So yeah, my father don't suck his teeth, and that's when I started realizing how I literally was comparing him males to my father. So I'm like, that's not masculine. Or another thing, seeing a guy shiver like it's a turn off for me,
Oh,
right? And let me tell you why it's a turn off for me. I don't care how cold it is outside. I didn't think that men got cold because my
What?
father, no matter how, I know, I'm just telling you,
it's
this is a
true.
little girl.
It's true.
This is as a little girl. This is as a little girl. I didn't think that men got cold because I never saw my father shiver. So when we were outside and he would hold me, it was never like, baby girl. He never did that. My father would put his arms around me or he'd rub my hands if I was cold. And so, when I see dudes like, it just wasn't masculine to me. So I got my whole definition of masculinity from my dad. That's what men do for us. That's what you do. You define manhood for us. You may not say, baby girl, this is what men, but you all define manhood for us, whether we're aware of it or not. And so her standard, she said, was my dad. And I looked at her and she was talking to the girl Amber. She said, my dad. Then she started talking to Amber about what to look for because she was saying how we were talking about how young men nowadays, a lot of them are overly emotional. And she's maybe the fourth or fifth female that I've had a conversation with um, at the School of Engineering regarding this. A lot of them, that's what this younger generation is complaining about. They're saying a lot of these guys are overly emotional. And I said, well, yeah, I remember when we was coming up, remember it was on the other extreme. We don't need no women. Now it's all the way over here, right? Where we can't live without you type dudes. You know what I mean? So I'm just waiting for a balance, right?
It's a
Where it's
balance.
where the balance is. So she was giving the girls pointers and what to look for. So could you talk about those pointers, Miss Aya? What to look for? You were saying not lying and having a vision, and so could you expound on that?
So I'm gonna speak specifically with college age people. We're in college. They're not out here driving BMWs. They don't got six-figure jobs yet. So keep the material things out of it, right? So what you want to look for, I feel like in college, is somebody with a plan, not no funky boy majoring in PE. I'm sorry, that ain't gonna do it for you, right? Someone, someone with a plan, a man of integrity, a man who is humble, and a man who is focused. Okay. Someone who You want to have someone who knows what they want in life and someone who is about their goals. And I feel like these qualities are important to look for, because with college, people mess around and do things. Is this somebody that you would want to raise your children? Is this somebody who you want to
Mm.
support and have support you? Right? Because in a relationship, you feed off of each other. If they have habits, doing drugs, always being late and this, and now you got to pick them up from 7-Eleven because his car broke down. Now you late to class. You look crazy. You don't want to set yourself back by, once again, college, you're here for your degree, but on your side quests, getting involved with somebody, and it ends up hindering you from what it is that you're here for.
Mm.
So if that's someone who does not match you and what you're trying to do, or a strong, positive, masculine influence in your life, I say leave it alone. Not everyone deserves your space. Not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone needs your number. Not everyone needs your Instagram, right? Not everyone deserves the time of day. And once you need value your time and what you bring to people, what you offer to people, and what you're here for, you're gonna find the right one. And it ain't too many, but it's a few. It's a few good ones out here. But you have to really know what you want.
Mm.
Fire! 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 Fire!
You see how well-rounded she is. So it's not like she was just, into the books. I'm just, as I'm listening to her, I can hear her values. As I watch her, I see her values, right? Because we know that our behavior is rooted in our values, right? So I hear her values, I see her values. So she's a very well-rounded young lady. You also run track, is that not correct?
Yes, I also a track and field athlete here at Morgan State, and I also work as a researcher here in one of the engineering labs. I work with computer vision and machine learning right now. So
Beautiful. So you're with Dr. Nyako.
yes, I work with Dr. New York in his lab.
Okay, yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Doing artificial. That's AI. Are you doing AI stuff, or you just say computer?
So I'm in
Oh, you
computer
said
vision and
machine.
machine learning.
Mm. But that doesn't that fall under AI, machine learning?
It's on the same area. Our lab
Mm.
does do AI related, stuff with that. Just my specific project doesn't really involve too much AI right now.
Okay, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Before I let you go, before we close out, because we're getting ready to close out, what is your Cash App? What is your Cash App? Do you have a Cash App or PayPal, whatever you have? Okay,
I have a cash up. I'll drop it in the chat.
yeah, put that in the chat.
The
Family,
Cash App up there.
yeah, family, let's shower her. She just dropped it. Let's shower her right now, family. I'm getting ready to drop it in the chat. She's a college student, and college students need their money. I remember how it was when I was coming through.
Dr.
Big.
Bailey is
I
Oh,
remember
wow.
somebody send you $50. It felt like $1,000,000. You know what I mean? Because all of you, because you, like you said, you're not working. A job, and even if you work in a job, is not, it's not a six-figure job, right? It may be a little job
right.
here, a little job there. Or what I did was I worked for my uncle, and then I also tutored. So I tutored, and because my main focus was my academics. It wasn't making money, making enough money, right, to sustain myself. But my focus was, getting scholarships, maintaining my GPA. First of all, mastering the ideas and concepts that were presented to me, maintaining my GPA, right? Applying for more scholarships, okay, so that I could, continue my journey, at Morgan. And so those were my primary focuses. And so having a full-time job, working 40 hours, 50 hours, that wasn't something that I had to do, because I had a very supportive mom who made sure that I was, I had food, clothing, and shelter. So I just kind of made money to sustain myself, car insurance. No, I think my mother paid my car insurance. So I had to pay for gas, had to pay for gas and stuff like that, food and anything that I wanted. So she's a college student, family. So let's shower her right
Is it the
now.
Yana Ramen? That's it,
Yeah.
right?
Aya Rahman, yes.
Rahman.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I appreciate all the support. I really do.
Absolutely.
Rahman.
So check your Cash App. Let's see if some stuff is coming through.
Yeah,
Jalen said, my Cash App is lit. I don't know if you heard him, Aya.
It's
He
jumping.
said it's jumping. That's what he said. My Cash App is jumping. I said, all right, JJ. So let us know.
No capping on that next generation. No lying on them. Go ahead and give it to them. You know what? I like? I appreciate just hearing the value that dads play, fathers play in the lives of their daughters. And I love the babies, the family, just being that example because I had that growing up, and I know the value of my mother, my father, my aunts, and my uncles. They played a key role. And what the point I really want to make here is that we don't always go in the direction that our parents and family pushes in. But I tell you what, when you do go off track, you got to have that strong influence that can pull you back. And if not for that, I wouldn't have never made it back. I'm just telling you, like we think parenting is about, yeah, the kid went through, did everything right. No, true parenting comes in effect when the kid gets off track, right? And have something to come back to. It's a lonely world out there when you actually have nothing to come back to, nothing that can grab you, nothing that force that would keep you from, coming back, and you just stay out there and you lost. We see it all the time in the city.
And
So, just hearing you talk about the valuable lessons that you got from your dad, I mean, that's right. I understand that to be the truth. Because guess what? The kids, they don't listen to what you say. They looking at your actions.
Come
I'm
on,
gonna
they
leave
watch
that.
what you do. They watch what you do. Go ahead, Aya. It seemed like
can I say one thing? This is
Please
what
do.
you were talking about reminded me of something my grandfather was talking to me about the other day. And this is, to my high school, college, people in here. When you go to college, you turn 18 and you leave the house for that first time, the world is going to push you that you're independent and you're grown. And, my parents always told me, you come to college, you're not grown, you're not independent. And I was like, whatever. You are not grown and you're not independent, right? You went out the house. People are going to tell you you're grown and you're independent. Credit card companies going to tell you, oh, sign up for this. You don't need your parents at 18. They're going to cash you that way. Schools, when they want you to sign up for stuff, buy into extra stuff you need, they claim that you need. They will tell you, oh, you're independent. You need to tell your parents. Oh, if the parents need to know, you need to consent for it. Makes you feel like you're out here by yourself. Don't try to go through life by yourself if you have a strong foundation. Don't turn off the light that's already there for you, right? Because you want to go wander in the dark. You want to unplug that lamp so you can wander in the dark and people can take advantage and tell you come this way, that way. Never, ever, ever disconnect from your life source, which should be your family. And that's why family is so important. It's important in terms of academics, how you conduct yourself, everything. You're going to make mistakes. So you don't want to be independent. You don't want to be alone. You never have to be if you have a good foundation. So to my college students, don't be so quick to grow up. No need. Stay with what's
Mm. She's light years ahead of how I was thinking at her age. She's
Got me
18.
beat.
She got I'm about to say, I
You don't
wasn't
wanna
as
hear about
mature.
me,
I'm about to
18.
say 18. I wasn't as mature. I was worried
Grown, thought
about
I was grown.
come on, thought I was grown, wanted to
What?
hurry up and grow up, and
Oh man.
and I was partying, I'm hanging. The only thing I can say is I was focused in school. I was focused when it came to my studies, but very, very just immature in other
Yeah.
areas. I can
Yeah.
honestly say I didn't really start maturing until late 20s, early 30s when I start seeing a significant change. It wasn't in my teens and early 20s, not at all. My 20s, I was off the chain. Just being real. Education was important, but outside of education, I was doing everything.
You
Okay,
ain't got to tell me.
I was doing everything. So just for her to be as
Yeah,
mature
poise.
and yeah, poised, mature, focused, extremely articulate. Um, just I mean, she's a breath of fresh air. She's saying that she loves my class, but when I come in, I look forward to interacting with her. You know what I mean? Like I say, where's I? I knew when you was coming in, you came in at 109. Remember, I said Aya. I said, the grace period, but I was looking for you. I was looking for you to come through that door, and you came right through. You said, "Oh, I just got out of track, Dr. Bailey. I just got out of track." I said, "Okay," but I look forward, to seeing you, and it's an honor to serve as your instructor for this semester. I hope that you'll take me for 202 and 221 when you get there. And I know you said your mom and dad are watching. I just want to say to mom and dad, well done. Well done. It says there's a verse in the Bible that says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he gets old, he will not depart. So you didn't train her up, and you trained her up very well. And it's an honor, like I said, to serve as her instructor. You all did a wonderful job. So I want to salute the family. So the parents, the grandparents, the aunties, the uncles, the entire village, everyone, your school, right? Because you told me you went to school in Montgomery County. You went out there. So even the school system, everyone who poured into you, okay? Because that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a manifestation of everyone who poured into you. And so I just want to give kudos to your village and give thanks to your village. And you said you have some siblings coming up behind you, right? It's like 2 or 3 siblings. So so they're on the same trajectory as you. Is that not true? Or? Absolutely. Now, are these boys or girls or just all girls?
I have my sister. She's 17. She's a junior in high school, and then I have my brother who is 7th grade. Hopefully, yeah, 7th grade.
Beautiful.
They're coming up too.
Beautiful. And so, do you have any closing words, Sister Aya, Miss Aya, for the listening audience?
Just really, truly, when you guys, everything you do, value your relationships and value yourself and have self respect. You have self respect, self awareness, awareness of other people, and you really hold on to your values. It'll bring out the genius in you, the creativeness in you, anything that you want to do. You need each other, you need support. And so, parents, please support your children. Children, don't be so quick to try to leave the support system you have. It's all so important.
Oh, I gotta drop that bomb.
Fire! 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 Fire!
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Family, let's get the cash apps up. Let's get the cash apps
Check
up.
them cash apps should have been there. They should be somebody should be hitting them.
You're getting some. Thank you very much, everybody.
Oh, you getting them, Aya?
Yeah.
Brother Ankh, the cash app all the babies tonight, Brother Ankh.
What?
Yes, you did,
Man,
brother.
I can celebrate victory. What you talking about? What you talking about? Tried to tell you had the phenoms on. I got the sister on leading the way. The example for the two youngins. And man, I have a daughter about to graduate from college and 2 sons about to graduate from college.
Beautiful.
And I have a young daughter, pushing towards college. I'm gonna definitely share this episode with her. My son, on the same trajectory. And what I'm saying is it's about education.
Come on.
And this is what me and Dr. Mayat fight all the time. Is people telling us we don't need to read no books. The libraries ain't real. The earth is flat. Mathematics clearly proved that the earth ain't flat. Just the proper mathematical equations will show you this. But if they don't have a yearning to understand math, you'll say crazy stuff out your mouth. So actually, you're just an example to show that, wait a minute, we have a question. What is the size and shape of the earth? They call it geodesy, right? And you will use mathematics to show and prove. And so you're a show and prove person. And I stand behind show and prove people.
Ashe. Aya, I'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you guys for having me on.
No
With
problem.
that class, don't be late.
She know.
Late. Doctor switch up on you. You don't know she'll switch up on you. Switch up.
I'm objective. I can't help it. So I may love you to death, but I make sure the rules are applied to everybody. But Aya, thank you so much for taking time out. Thank you for taking time out.
Aya, you're wrong this time, and I don't like that all other times, but this time you're wrong. You can't take being wrong.
Switch up on you.
Switch up quick. Hold on, Doc. I look. Yeah, don't let her get you.
But I'll see you on Tuesday.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, no problem. Thank you, beautiful sister. I'm telling you, that's one of my babies. That's my little
students.
That's my little daughter right there.
Students, though. You do.
Thank you, appreciate it, brother. Brother,
great job.
Do you have any closing words? I want you to close us out. Then I'm gonna play a song, but I want you to close us out.
Well, you know how they say it, the proof is in the pudding. You pseudoisms do nothing for our community. It actually drags it down an endless rabbit hole of nothingness. We need to continue to compete at the highest level. We stand on the shoulders of our ancestors.
That's right.
And it's through our ancestors that we recognize what the level can actually be. Some of the greatest people on planet Earth are African Americans. We're forged out of our like experiences. We're forged, and we're not running from our story, not at all. We accept all our story.
That's right.
Okay, we don't need to change it. The ups and downs, the go-arounds, the whole 9 yards. We're not trying to change that. What we want to do is continue to push forward in the future and to be prepared because our ancestors were prepared. With that, Dr. Miata, I appreciate the show. The presentations were great. I
Thank you.
appreciate the sister and her pushing forward and her leading example.
Mhm.
Appreciate the whole thing. And we just gonna keep ducking out the way of them tomatoes and onions that they be throwing at us.
Absolutely. Well, Ankh, I want to give you your flowers. I want to thank you. I always tell people, I said, man, you were the first and only person who encouraged me to study. First of all, this is what you said. You started talking to me about the African worldview. I didn't know anything about that. I was on my black nationalist kick when I met you. Anything black nationalist, Pan-Africanness, and that came a little later. But when I met you, you were talking about the African worldview. And then you started putting me on with the African origins of STEAM. And I'm like, wow. So what you enabled me to do was merge my two passions. I love engineering and I love history. And so when you were throwing me things, yeah, you heard about the Lumbambo bone, you heard about the Shango bone, you heard about this, you heard about that. I'm studying these things like, wow, you put me on with Diop's work, right? So I'm like, wow, learning about that. And I bring that into my classroom. And now I'm at a point where not only am I researching, but I'm teaching engineering from an African-centered perspective, one, and I'm also utilizing creating an African-centered pedagogy and curriculum. That's what I use to instruct my students because of you. And so I'm literally out here publishing papers based on something that you exposed me to. So you see how that is? You know how they say each one teach one. You see how what you did was you exposed me to it. And now I've been for the past, since I've known you since, oh my gosh, 2014. We're 9 years in. I've been at Morgan since 2017. I've taken that knowledge and I've exposed over 1,000 students in that you exposed me to. So you actually gave me my research lane, which is teaching using an African-centered approach to teaching STEAM concepts. That's what I'm doing now. And so I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I just thank you. I really thank you. I had no idea. And like I said, you exposed me to so much information. And that's what I do now. And I was able to merge my passions, STEM and history. And now I have my own lane over at Morgan, and that's using an African-centered pedagogy for STEM education, STEAM education. And I'm publishing on that. Okay. So I told you before, when we talked, I said, definitely when I publish this paper with the National Society for Black Engineers, NSBE, your name is going to be on that paper. Your name is going to be on that paper because I'll be talking about the African origins of STEAM. So your name will be on that paper.
Well, look, Doc, I appreciate you. All that credit is good. But when you're already operating at that level, it only take a little nudge. I said, Doc, you already got it. I said, you already got it. You already researched. I said, the secret is that it's in the secret vault called the library. All this conscious community mumble jumble is just that. It's mumble jumble.
It's mumble jumble.
And remember, I said, Doc, for real? I said, that's almost worse than what Europeans did to us. They just like, here, go find it. They ain't gonna point us in no direction, right? We take it and add mumble jumble to it and say, don't read books, don't go to school. That's a white man education. That's a white man science. That's double worse than what they did to us. When all they had to do was instruct us into the educational system, okay? And within the educational system, that's where you make changes at. But you don't make up stuff.
Right, you don't do
You do what you're doing. You add to it because it's a heck of a foundation. It's right there for us to get. Higher education, there's some things they tell us is the secret history. No, it's not. Certain things you're just not going to get in high school. You have to go to higher learning. Education, you have to pay for that or get scholarships for it. But it's there. It's not hidden from us. It's not actually hidden from us. So, hey, I appreciate that, Doc. But the reality is you was sharp before I met you. You was super sharp. All I had to do was just halfway nudge you. Like I said, Doc, you already got everything. Like I remember the show we did with all the doctors you knew. That was a spectacular show.
We gotta look for that.
We gotta look for that.
That one was wow. When we did it, oh my gosh, we brought on. It was 4 of us. It was 4 of us.
Yeah, that was it.
That was
Yeah,
that was
I
the
was like,
one.
oh, I say, yeah, y'all playing. Ain't nowhere in the world you got it. You just gotta use what you got, and you did to do what you do. Yeah, you like. I'm like, come on. Yeah, so it's always been a great learning experience for me because I need to be around somebody that's there that I can say, okay, this is where I can come to you now. That ain't come on, you wrong. That's always good for me. To not to
Likewise.
be the smartest person in the room and to be
Yes.
thorough at what you do and to always introduce me to the level conversations with doctors. You have allowed me into that space to understand. I think one of the most important things I heard in that conversation was that they don't tell you what to think when you reach in that level. They show you how you're supposed to do it. How do you get there?
Yep.
And I think that's me hearing that type of thing. It always keep me inspired. So, I can't keep it unless I give it away. And I appreciate you because you inspired me. So we right there. Appreciate
Understand.
that, Doc.
No, appreciate you,
Yeah.
Ankh. And so, family, make sure that you get your child enrolled in the Conscious Ingenuity program. Sankofa, shout out to Sankofa, said he just waiting for a reply from me. Get your child enrolled in Conscious Ingenuity. This is the website. And all of these people that you see, all of these are my students. All of these are my students that you're looking at. Matter of fact, they're actually in a lab at my school. Okay, but you see, they have their Conscious Ingenuity shirts on. Make sure you get your child enrolled in Conscious Ingenuity. Conscious Ingenuity will be deployed virtually this summer through the Uhuru Academy. We'll also be, let me meet you out real quick. I know you got some stuff going on. So Conscious Ingenuity will be deployed virtually through myself, of course, and then through the Uhuru Academy. We're going to do some good stuff with them. I'll be doing some stuff with other schools. Okay. What is Conscious Ingenuity? For those who don't know, it's a program that utilizes STEAM to build character, confidence, and capabilities. Let me see if I can. The curriculum. Let's see if you can. Let me know in the chat if you can hear the sound. Conscious Ingenuity is a program that utilizes STEAM to build character, confidence, and capabilities. STEAM is an acronym that stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Some of the soft skills that our participants develop are communication, creativity, collaboration, problem solving, and critical thinking. Some of the hard skills that our participants acquire are electric circuits, cybersecurity, coding, storyboarding, and animation development. The instructors at Conscious Ingenuity believe that all students have the capacity to learn. We use culturally responsive strategies in each lesson. The curriculum is infused with lessons that allow students to express themselves through music. We also use animated films to build character and confidence. Thank you for your interest in Conscious Ingenuity. Conscious Ingenuity is a program that. So let me go here. So, family, make sure that you sign up. Just go to consciousingenuity.com. Your children will be exposed to coding, electric circuits, robotics, cybersecurity. We're also adding a AI curriculum, artificial intelligence curriculum. And like I said, all of these are my students. Okay. Results, we're building character, confidence, capabilities. And then look at this. What are people saying about us? Hold on. These are principals. These are educators.
All right, I'm the site director.
These are educators. All right. What are they saying about us?
My name is Yolanda Murray. I'm the site director of the Y. And the program I have done for the years was they built alarms. And that was my favorite project of them all, building the alarms. They also showed the children build character inside our children here.
My name is Derek Cole, one of the associate executive directors here at the Y, overseeing the the K through 8 portfolio. Most of my schools are predominantly on the West Baltimore side of town, so Rosemont, Gwynns Falls, Hicksdorp, Samuel, Coleridge, Taylor. I think overall the program is great. Some things that I like that I have witnessed so far as the team building aspect, due to COVID, the last 1.5, 2 years, a lot of students are not able to socialize appropriately and well with each other. They're not get to learn about sharing things along those lines. So I've seen a couple activities, especially the Marshmallow Towers activity, that students had the opportunity to participate in, work with that collaboration skills and team building and team ethics as well. Another key thing that I really enjoyed is about the cultural relevancy piece, as far as learning more about the African American, civil rights movement. So it's very important that students learn about their history. And so that's two things that I really, really enjoy about the program.
My name is Anna Scribner, and I am the community school director. The program is a great program because it integrates engineering as they carry out the STEM portion of it. The children are enjoying it. They're learning vocabulary, critical skills, and critical skills are very important. How you think through something in order to build something, which is excellent.
I am Nadine Diaz. I am the Community School Assistant Director here. They provide character education and STEM for our kids, for our students. And that, from what I've seen, is very different from most of our STEM vendors. They provide that character education part that I feel like our kids really need, because we're surrounded by technology. That's something our students grew up with, they're comfortable with it. But I like that at Anime is still keeping that character education in the classrooms, because I just feel like it's crucial. We need that.
My name is Yolanda Murray. I'm the site director of the Y. And
so that's what people are saying about the Conscious Ingenuity Program, family. That's what they're saying. And I'm trying to think. I want to give the instructors, when it says meet the team. So I'm going to navigate over here to meet the team. And look at this. You see that I'm in the lab personally training these young Black people. Mr. Lewis, Andre Lewis, who's the technician at the School of Engineering. He was in the lab training them as well. And so, of course, this is myself. This is Miss Bowens. But I want you to hear from these young. This is a 59-second video. These are my instructors.
Ingenuity.
Here we go.
I'm an instructor for Conscious Ingenuity, that school program.
Hello, my name is Deja Young, and I'm an instructor for the Conscious Ingenuity program. I have been, for the past school year, I've been teaching students after school, teaching them STEM and character building.
My name is Amon Anderson. I'm an instructor for the Conscious Ingenuity program. For the program, we teach kids character building and character development, just giving them a glimpse of everything they would need as far as the tools that they would need to be a better person in the future. And we also, in the hands-on portion, we teach them hands-on projects as far as like electrical circuits, LED circuits, simple circuits, complex circuits.
It's Aaron Beeman, and I'm an instructor for Conscious Ingenuity. We teach kids about tech, engineering, cybersecurity, and all types of things. And we also give them character exercises, and we read character books. And we also do hands-on projects with the engineering, so they can get a feel of what exactly we're teaching them.
My name is Jeanette.
I'm an instructor.
There we go, family. There you go. There we go, family. So get your child enrolled in Conscious Ingenuity. All right. Go to consciousingenuity.com to sign them on up. Brother Ankh, thank you so much for coming on. I'm getting ready to sign out. But Brother Ankh, are you going live after this? Or are you going live tomorrow?
Yep.
What's the topic tonight?
I'm going live. Cowboys and Indians.
You doing House of Consciousness or Real Black Atheists?
House of Consciousness, and Sunday be on the Pseudo Killers.
Okay,
so I'm a simulcast on the Real Black Atheists and the House of Consciousness. Yeah, absolutely.
Tonight or that's Sunday? Okay, all right, okay, cool. So you're going live in a few, so I'm gonna check it out. You said, why are you gonna say Cowboys and Indians?
We want to be cowboys and we'll be everything else, but the rich tradition that science has afforded us to learn about. We trace our history through the lenses of science. That way we can tell whether you're making it up or not.
Ashe. All right, Brother Ankh. So I'm gonna make sure I tune in.
All right, appreciate you, appreciate everything, appreciate all the presenters, appreciate the students, appreciate the level, appreciate everybody there with all the support that everybody has been giving us. Really appreciate that, and I really appreciate that work, that real work, Doc. You know how we say, I see you.
I see you. I see you. Armin Raw squad up.
Armin Raw squad up. Magi Archers, Pseudo Killers in the space. Y'all know what it is, man. All day.
All day. I see you in a few, Brother Ankh. I'm getting ready to log on to your show. Peace.
All right, peace.
Feeling the energy. This one's for the people.
Man, y'all, share this show. Share this show, family. Thumb up the video before you get up out of here.
God, put your fists up in the air for
Black Power.
You
saw some power tonight, family. What we did tonight, this is Black Empowerment. Make sure you thumb up the show. Thumb up the show, family. Make sure that you share the show on Facebook. Post the link. If you're on Twitter, tweet the link.
Black power.
I'll be
Change the
live again
world,
on
rise
Sunday,
above lies.
7 p.m.
Black
Eastern
power.
Standard Time.
Black power. Black power.
Black power.
Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Power. Stand up, rise above for black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power, black power. Put your fist up in the air for. I got my fist up in the air for. Black power. Now I say peace, king, not nigga. 187 on a racist cop, nigga. The pain, the change from which we rise above. We don't die, we multiply with the love. Although we cry, we closer to the plug. Fuck being fly, black fly, put your toasters up. We the only ones to save the day. BRS, the only ones to make the change.
He don't love you, girl, his mind on the dope game. Stay, you love the way he stroking his rope chain. They thinking they fading us, but really they making us. I came from Shockman back and scraping up. I realized the message is bigger than making history. The devil got the whole industry. They wanna be niggas and hoes in the industry. I know God sees what the world don't. As I write this the realest that I wrote. I know God sees what the world don't. As I write this, the realest that I wrote.
Put your fist up in the air for black power, cause you know we got that. Black power, it's the melanin in your skin. Black power, change the world, rise above. Black power, put your fist up in the air for black power, cause you know we got that. Black power, it's the melanin in your skin. Black power, change the world, rise above lies. Black power.
I could never be pessimistic.
I'm into getting more paid, striving like an optimistic. In these last days, I was in my prayers, can't put one past me. With the energy of God, you can't last me. They are evil, they words shall not cast me. I had to make it out the trenches at time. I played both sides of the fences. Pause, chill, I don't mean to be offensive, but what I say, I meant it. Other words, it is what it is. Did a couple beers, now I live for the kids. In this parallel world, I'm free. No jail cell. Watch what I say, cause it's that real. I gotta keep on writing, feeding their spirit with the true and living. Now mega star brand like true religion. I'm hearing this rig, whoever win elections. No, I'm not big or pop up in the session. One thing we got in common, it's a blessing. I can only be a dugger when I'm finessing. Throw it up for black power cause you feel the message. Throw it up for black power cause you real. Put your fist up in the air for black power cause you know we got that. Black power, it's the melanin in your skin. Black power, change the world, rise above. Black power, put your fist up in the air for black power cause you know we got that. Black power, it's the melanin in your skin. Black power, change the world, rise above.